Welcome friends to the Stoic Balance. We hope you enjoy the insights in this video. In today's video, we will discuss 10 types of people that the Stoics warn us about. The ones who can hold you back in life if you get too close. These people have the potential to cause significant harm in your life and hinder your personal growth in all areas. It could be someone in your personal life, workplace, or even your family. Sometimes, it is not possible to cut these people out completely, so the key is learning how to coexist and not let them hurt you. Before we delve into the list, I want to express my gratitude for your viewership. If you find this content valuable, please don't forget to like the video. If you haven't already subscribed, now is the perfect time to do so and hit the bell icon to ensure you never miss any of our life-changing Stoic content. Let's not wait any longer. On with number 1. The person who constantly complains. Negative and perpetually complaining individuals can be a drain on our mental well-being and peace of mind. The Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius advised focusing our efforts on what is within our control and not allowing the behavior of others to disturb our tranquility. While we cannot control the actions of complainers, we can control how much influence we allow them to have over our thoughts and emotions. By limiting exposure to chronic negativity and surrounding ourselves with positive, rational people when possible, we fortify our minds against becoming mired in pessimism ourselves. Accepting what we cannot change with equanimity while changing what we can through our own virtuous actions allows us to live with greater joy and wisdom. Number 2, the person who is envious. When facing individuals who are envious or jealous, it's crucial to adopt a Stoic mindset and remember the words of Epictetus. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Recognize the signs of envy, such as belittling your accomplishments or constant criticism, and set clear boundaries when their behavior becomes toxic. Avoid engaging in negativity or getting drawn into their arguments and gossip. Instead, focus on surrounding yourself with supportive people who celebrate your successes. As the Stoics teach, we should be empathetic and understand the insecurities driving their behavior, but we must not apologize for our own hard-earned success. Maintain your integrity and stay true to your values without compromising them to appease someone else's envy. If despite your efforts, their envy remains persistent and toxic, it may be best to limit your interactions or distance yourself from that person. Remember, as Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Number 3. The person who is insensitive. Steer clear of those who lack empathy and care for others' feelings. Those who lack empathy sometimes struggle to consider how their words and actions impact others. An insensitive person may not always pick up on social cues or fully grasp others' perspectives. They can occasionally be tone-deaf to what might hurt, offend, or upset someone. At times, they may plow ahead with their own agenda without fully considering the effects. This insensitivity can breed hurt feelings and cause people to feel devalued. Yet the insensitive person may remain unaware of or fail to reflect deeply on the unintended impact. With greater mindfulness, they could learn to conduct themselves with enhanced tact and care. These people often have ill-considered humor, overly blunt criticism, and moments of callousness that can erode goodwill and trust. The insensitive person's relationships may stay more superficial because others don't feel entirely safe being vulnerable around them. Stoicism advocates developing greater empathy, compassion, and care in our conduct. While we cannot control how others receive us, we should strive to interact with kindness and consideration. Thoughtlessness risks sowing discord and isolation, while thoughtfulness yields understanding and community. As Marcus Aurelius stated, a wrongdoer is often unaware that he is doing wrong. Number 4. The victim. The person who blames external forces for every move. In the game of life, some people tend to play the role of the victim, always blaming others or outside forces for their problems and failures. They feel like they're stuck in a losing position, as if they're constantly in checkmate with no way out. Great Stoic Marcus Aurelius would likely have seen this mindset as a hindrance to personal growth and inner peace. When dealing with someone who acts like a victim, it's important to be understanding, but also to keep a healthy distance. While it's natural to feel sorry for their troubles, you need to set clear boundaries so you don't get pulled into their cycle of negativity and helplessness. By doing this, you can help them see that they have the power to change their situation. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. It's crucial to understand that staying stuck in the victim role is usually a choice, not something that can't be changed. Just like a good chess player thinks carefully about each move, we need to take control of our own lives and make smart choices that match our goals and values. By focusing on personal growth, looking at ourselves honestly, and building inner strength, we can face life's challenges head-on and come out stronger and wiser. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." In the big picture, every experience in life, whether good or bad, teaches us valuable lessons and gives us chances to grow. By learning from these lessons and taking responsibility for our choices, we can break free from the victim mindset and become the masters of our own lives. Number 5. The Manipulator. This is the cunning character who attempts to subtly rewrite the script of your life through emotional and psychological maneuvering. They employ tactics like guilt-tripping, gaslighting, and playing on your insecurities to steer you in directions that serve their interests rather than your own. It can be difficult to recognize when you're being manipulated, as the manipulator is skilled at making their influence feel like your own thoughts and desires. However, as Stoics, we have tools to defend against the manipulator's schemes. One effective technique is fogging, agreeing with any truths in the manipulator's statements while refusing to be drawn in by their emotional coercion. For example, if they say, "If you really cared about me, you'd do what I'm asking," you might respond, "You're right that I care about you deeply. However, I don't feel comfortable with what you're asking me to do." Fogging allows you to validate the manipulator's perspective to an extent while still maintaining your boundaries. Speaking of boundaries, setting and enforcing clear personal boundaries is crucial for keeping the manipulator at bay. Don't be afraid to say no assertively when they push you to compromise your principles or well-being for their agenda. The manipulator may not like it, but they will respect you more when you stand firm in your convictions. When dealing with a manipulator, remember these wise words from the Stoic philosopher Epictetus. "We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them." No matter how cleverly the manipulator tries to pull your strings, you always have a choice in whether to dance to their tune or march to the beat of your own drum. No one can control your mind and choices unless you allow it. By employing Stoic strategies like fogging, boundary setting, and maintaining your personal agency, you can take back the pen and reclaim authorship of your life script. Don't let the manipulator write your story for you. Define your values, make your own decisions, and let your authentic path unfold. It won't always be easy, but it will be truly yours, and nothing is more valuable than that. Number 6. The Selfish. Another problematic personality type discussed in Stoic teachings is the selfish individual. These people prioritize their own interests above all else and lack consideration for how their actions impact others. The selfish person tends to view everything through the lens of, "What's in it for me?" Their primary decision-making calculus revolves around how they can personally benefit. They pursue their own agenda without weighing the collateral effects on others. This leads the selfish person to take advantage of people, ignore others' needs, break promises, and shirk duties that do not immediately serve them. They see no issue with benefiting at the expense of others. Their excessive self-interest blinds them to their social obligations. This creates a reputation for untrustworthiness and disloyalty. The selfish individual may achieve short-term gains, but loses relationships and respect over the long run. Their cynicism and exploitation breed conflict and isolation. They fail to experience the fulfillment of mutual care and support. The Stoics caution that selfishness is ultimately a hollow path. We are social creatures meant to live in harmony, not conflict. Seeking to elevate others brings more meaning than elevating only oneself. As Marcus Aurelius stated, "What brings a person tranquility is to do what's right and to be focused on the well-being of his fellow man." Number 7. The Cynical person. This personality type, often discussed in Stoic philosophy, is characterized by individuals who dismiss sincerity, idealism, and goodness as gullible or foolish. Their reflexive skepticism poisons hope and erodes community. Cynics assume the worst of people's motives in anything positive, and they are scornful of virtues like honesty, compassion, and altruism, believing that no one genuinely upholds such principles. The cynic's default stance is one of derision and distrust, stemming from disappointment and serving to protect their ego. By rejecting virtue as real, the cynic avoids feeling naive for believing in goodness or let down when it fails. However, their skepticism becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, pushing people away and degrading what they doubt. The cynic's caustic remarks and habit of triggering doubt tend to alienate others. Their derisive humor and refusal to believe the best corrode human connections. Beneath their protective scorn lies sadness about the good they feel cheated of. Stoicism teaches that, while evil exists, we must retain faith in our collective potential for virtue and goodness. Cynicism is corrosive. It saps our power to improve society. Though disappointed, we must remain open to sincerity and work together to increase justice and compassion in the world. As Marcus Aurelius stated, when you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. Nevertheless, we must strive to rise above cynicism and maintain hope in the inherent goodness of humanity. Number 8. The vicious. Stoicism warns about the vicious individual, a malicious person who takes pleasure in cruelty, domination, and causing harm to others. Their callousness makes them profoundly dangerous. The vicious person sees compassion as weakness and derives satisfaction from inflicting pain. They are bullies who terrorize the vulnerable to assert power, or they subtly torment their targets mentally and emotionally. Their aggression covers deep sadism and insecurity. This active destructiveness poisons the vicious person's relationships and community. Their cruelty and exploitation of the weak breed fear and distrust, leaving trauma and despair in their wake. Their malice is an illness of the soul, contagious to all they contact. Stoicism stresses that as social beings, our fates are intertwined. Harming others ultimately harms ourselves. We must vigorously resist the lure of gratuitous cruelty, which destroys human dignity and bonds. True strength comes from uplifting others through empathy and care. The vicious pose a grave threat when in positions of power. Stoicism calls on us to renounce and check those who revel in causing harm. A healthy society allows no room for malice. As Marcus Aurelius stated, to harm others is to harm yourself. The vicious may seem to gain temporarily through evil, but they lose their humanity in the process. Number 9. The toxic positivist. In the garden of life, we often encounter individuals who embody the role of the toxic positivist. These well-meaning but misguided souls believe that the key to happiness lies in an unwavering, almost forceful positivity. They sprinkle confetti on every situation, dismissing any hint of negativity with a wave of their glittery optimism wand. However, this approach fails to acknowledge the complexity and depth of human emotions. To cultivate a truly flourishing garden, we must embrace emotional granularity. This means recognizing and accepting the full spectrum of feelings, both positive and negative. Just as a garden requires both sunshine and rain to thrive, our emotional landscape needs a balance of joy and sorrow, laughter and tears. By acknowledging and processing our negative emotions, we create space for genuine growth and resilience. The Stoic philosopher Seneca offers a poignant reminder of what true happiness entails. He emphasizes the importance of understanding and fulfilling our duties, even when they may not be inherently pleasant. Life is not always a bed of roses, and there will be times when we must face challenges and responsibilities that test our resolve. However, by approaching these moments with a sense of purpose and equanimity, we can find a deeper sense of satisfaction and meaning. In the end, the key to a thriving garden lies in embracing life's complexities with a balanced perspective. Rather than attempting to mask the darker aspects of our experience with a veneer of toxic positivity, we must learn to navigate both the sunshine and the rain. By cultivating emotional intelligence, self-awareness, and a willingness to confront our struggles head-on, we allow our gardens to flourish in all their messy, beautiful glory. So let us bid farewell to the toxic positivist and their confetti-laden approach to life. Instead, let us embrace the fullness of our emotional landscape, finding strength in our ability to weather both the storms and the sunshine. In doing so, we create a garden that is authentic, resilient, and truly alive. And finally, number 10, the arrogant. Stoicism cautions against the dangers of arrogance, a toxic personality type that can lead to a host of negative consequences. Those who possess an inflated sense of self-importance and superiority over others are often blinded by their excessive pride, preventing them from recognizing their own flaws and limitations. The arrogant individual presumes they are always right, the best at what they do, and deserving of special treatment. Their unwavering conviction in their superior talents, intelligence, status, and entitlements leads them to talk down to others and view advice or criticism as beneath them. This arrogant attitude breeds intolerance, disrespect, and hostility towards those they deem lower than themselves. One of the most significant problems with arrogance is that it renders the individual unable to recognize their mistakes or limitations. Acknowledging their shortcomings would shatter their grandiose self-image, and their pride leaves no room for humility or self-reflection. As a result, the arrogant become unteachable, rejecting useful feedback that would help them improve or show consideration for others. Moreover, the arrogant struggle to form genuine connections with others, as relating to people as equals does not satisfy their need for dominance and recognition. Their relationships are often superficial and lack the depth and mutual respect that come with treating others as equals. The Stoics warn against the folly of arrogance and advise cultivating humility and recognizing our human fallibility. They believe that true pride should come from living virtuously, not from inflating our own importance. As Marcus Aurelius stated, "You have no right to pass judgment on others at all. Their natures are the ones responsible. Their dispositions have become as they are under compulsion of character and necessity." If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, and if you want more content like this, subscribe and hit the bell. Thank you for watching. And as always, I hope you find peace and serenity in the Stoic